Welcome to Kingdom Nation. I'm your host, Dr. Latricia Roberts. We are so glad to be back with you. It is 2018.
Yay.
We're back.
Yay.
Let me introduce my co-host, none other than the Apostle Tanya Stewart.
Hello,
What's going on, my sister?
Oh,
it's 2018. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year. It's a privilege to be back on.
Honor. It is a privilege, and we're so grateful.
Kingdom Nation.
We're almost done with our season 1. I think we got 2 more shows, and we're going to take a break. We just got to take a break.
Yes.
We just got to take a break. We are so excited to be here with you guys on today. We say Happy New Year to
Happy
everybody.
New Year.
We love you guys from the people we've heard from. We love you. Thank you. Keep the comments coming.
Yes.
We want to hear from you guys.
Yes.
We really do. So today,
Yes.
we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions, but the bigger part, what's next?
Yes.
So because, everybody makes New Year's resolutions, but I want to just start off immediately, just jump into this and say, why make a New Year's resolution? We need to be making life changes.
Well, there is a difference.
There's definitely a difference,
life
yes.
changes.
Yes, and New
making
Year's resolutions.
Because commitment
Mm-hmm.
is different.
Yeah.
Because when you think about New Year's resolution, it's like a forced thing. You're
Yeah.
forcing. But a life change is something that you gradually grow into.
Watch this, not only do you gradually grow into, and it's more intentional.
Yes.
So that commitment level that you were just talking about is there, and it's intentional, and you're going beyond the January, February mark.
That's right.
I want to do this forever. I need to make some changes in my life forever. I'm going to ask you all, and I want to hear from you. What changes do you need to make? Come on. We all need to make some changes. Am I telling the truth?
Yes,
and not just, and statistically, most people mess up their New Year's resolutions sometimes even within January.
That's true, because how many days does it take to break a habit?
To break a habit or start a habit?
Break and start.
How about that? It should take a few minutes to break one. But to start a habit, it takes 21 days. But we want to go now, so that's just the natural.
Yeah.
What's next spiritually? Because what I used to do, I used to talk. Look, sometimes you got to have them conversations with yourself and say, look,
really do.
this is what I did last year, but this is where I want to go this year, and then I have to go towards that thing. Okay, we and men, you've been talking, and we've Dr. R.A. Vernon. So let me give a shout out to Dr. R.A. Vernon. He says it like this: you got to fight to go forward.
That's true.
Come on now.
Because perseverance,
Yeah.
endurance, we have to push forward. We have to pursue our purpose.
Yeah.
Because when you pursue, you are focused.
Mm-hmm.
When you pursue, you are diligent. Why? Because you're taking the necessary steps to change diets,
Ooh.
change the way we see ourselves.
No. You can't go there with me. You can't go there with me. You just can't start saying stuff like this. This is not our first time around this rodeo. Diets, because that's one of the top 5 or top 10 is the diet thing. But here we go again. If you're only doing it just to satisfy you for that moment, it's only going to last maybe by the end of July. Remember, I did say it takes 21 days to start a habit.
Yes.
So if you can keep doing something for 21 days, you can continue to keep. It's a part of you now.
Yes.
It's a part of you. So we need to go back and we really rethink is what I'm trying to get out.
Yes.
What we're actually saying I need to change. Because, watch this, if you didn't pray as much last year, that needs to be on your list. If you didn't fast as much last year, that needs to be on your list.
Yes.
Maybe you need to change how you look at things. Sometimes we can be negative and a whole lot of things. So it's more than just diet.
Yes.
Most people think diet and working out. And trust me, that is a big part of it. Because we cannot keep asking God, Lord, heal me from high blood pressure, and then go get 6 buckets of chicken and then a diet soda.
Oh, my goodness.
And think... and think the diet soda really gonna do something.
Get all that and then get a diet.
Right, and then get a diet soda. But all the grease and we got to be careful because watch this, food isn't cooked the way it used to be cooked some years ago.
No.
So they're adding more chemicals and everything to food.
True.
So we have to be mindful of all this going on. Maybe try eating more healthier and less grease and fatty foods. Since you mentioned the diet, let's cut back on some of that.
Yeah, let's make better choices.
Ooh, that's the big key right there.
Let's do the things that we need to do, like eat more fruit and vegetables.
Come on.
And lay back off the fried chicken.
I like
Fried
it.
chicken and
I like it
fried
fried,
this
y'all.
and fried that.
Hold on,
Oh,
I need to talk to them. I like it fried. Don't you like it fried?
Yeah, I like it, but it don't like us. How about that?
But watch this. If we do things in moderation, you can't eat
Yes.
fried chicken every day or something fried every single day.
Right.
Watch this, and not only just because that actually messes up the lining of your stomach.
Ooh.
because of the grease that's being saturated within there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole medical thing behind it. We just need to do better.
Yes.
And so we can talk about the natural, but sometimes we don't want to deal with us spiritually. Because I did mention prayer. A lot of us didn't pray that much last year. Let's try starting something. If you didn't pray last year, try praying for 2 minutes. You got to start somewhere.
You have to start somewhere, but how much do we love the Lord? Should be no problem praying. Because that's how we keep our relationship.
Most people don't think that, though. I got saved, and that's enough. Because the other part of the show is what's next.
Right.
Come on, talk to me.
So what's next? Increasing our seeking the Lord's face. Increasing our fasting. Yeah. Why? Because we do want something new. How can we expect to receive something new doing the same old thing?
Same old thing. And if you look it up in the dictionary, that's the definition of insanity. Watch this. So even when it comes to your relationships with God, and with people, if you keep doing the same old thing, you're going to keep getting the same result. This is 2018.
It's time to do something.
It's a new beginning. We got to start something different. And so that means breaking some old habits. Come on now. We're just going to jump in there. Breaking some old habits, some old mindsets, which is the big thing.
Which is the first thing.
Come on, come on.
Because we have to change the way we think before we can change anything else. Because we could change our clothes on the outside, change our makeup on the inside, on the outside. But what about the internal? If our mindset is still thinking crazy, then guess what? We still gonna think crazy, just dressed up.
Just dressed up. You might be thinking about a message I preached some years ago, and that was called "Royalty Dressed in Rags." Huh?
Ooh,
Jesus, we can dress this out of up.
Yes.
And look good. Stilettos, the whole nine, suit smelling good. But spiritually, we're a mess.
Come on.
Spiritually, we got on rags.
Come on.
Spiritually, we look horrible.
Come on.
Spiritually, it's terrible.
Yeah.
You know, and we need to fix it. But how can we fix it? Because I got the outside looking good. I'm tricking some people.
Yeah, wearing a mask.
I'm wearing a mask. Listen, we want to get into this. We'll be right back after this.
So I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to think about what you're thinking about when your effort is low. Because if you can get this, you can get any success you want in life. You can have anything you want in life if you can get this. The next time you give a low effort, right? You give it 70% or 50% or 30%. I want you to think about what you're thinking about when your effort is low. If your effort is low, you're probably not thinking about the opportunity. You're probably thinking about the obligation. And when you think about E.T., how you stay pumped up? E.T.'s how you stay on fire. E.T., how you always driven, even in the midst of trials and tribulations, even in the midst of your haters, when people try to break you and tear you down. E.T., how you stay strong. I keep thinking about the opportunity.
Welcome back to Kingdom Nation. I'm your host, Dr. Letitia Roberts. Listen, before we went to the break, we were just rehashing and talking about some things, how people make New Year's resolutions and what's next. So before we went to break, you mentioned a wonderful point. You talked about a mask. And so let's dive into that more, because spiritually we wear a mask. So when we think about mask, what are you really saying to me?
When people wear a mask, they're saying, I'm covering up something. I don't want to be seen. I don't want you to know this part of my life.
Come on now.
This part in my life that's not all that happy.
And
so therefore I cover up and pretend, because we want to please people when we wear a mask.
Yes, we're being amusing. We want you to like us.
Yes.
What we're really saying is we're covering up that part of us that's not really who we are.
That's
but
right.
so we can fit in. Hello, somebody.
Fit in.
So we can fit in, so you can like us, so you can be our friend. We'll wear a mask, or we'll wear that mask to hide something we really don't want you to see. So it's twofold.
Yes.
It's twofold.
It's twofold. It's hiding something that sometimes we're not ready to deal with.
Yeah.
People don't want to deal with it, so they cover it up. And they don't want to deal with it. So God says, no, it's time to deal with it.
So in other words, you say sometimes folks wear masks because, watch this, they don't want you to know they still watching porn, or they still having issues with their flesh, or watch this, having issues in their marriage, or watch this, they having an issue being single. They're issues, and we put on masks, and we become great actors sitting right there in church. Yeah, sitting right there in church. Some church folks could win awards. Y'all ain't saying that because they're good at it. They're good at it. Watch this. We've all been down that road.
Yes,
but we had to eventually have an encounter with the Lord.
Now you said something.
Come on.
So when the mask comes off, it comes off because we have an encounter
Yeah.
with the Lord that makes us want to change.
That makes us want to change.
And
And he'll wipe it off. Come on now. He'll take it off.
Come on.
Yeah, if you allow him. If you let him.
Yes.
If you let him, because that's the key point. If you let him.
Well, when we get in his presence.
Watch this. Let's go back. Let's go back because you said something earlier. We was talking about folks saying they love the Lord and you should want to better your relationship. So sometimes I'm going to question if you really love him. Because if you love him, the Bible says you'll keep my commandments. But watch this. You want to hear that voice. You want to be in his presence. You want to be with him. You want to remove the mask. Because that mask blocks the relationship. Yeah, Jesus. It blocks the relationship because Christ knows who you really are.
Yes.
And you trying to show him something that you're not. Come on now. Come on now.
When you think about Jacob, he wrestled until he got a breakthrough. Yeah. And so he was tired of wearing a mask.
Come on.
He wanted something.
He got tired of his name and trickster. Hello.
And trickster and what else did his name?
Planner. Come on.
Yes, some planner. Yes, he got tired of that because he wanted more of God. Yeah. He got played himself now. So he was tired of the game. How about that?
Come on
now he wanted something new, something better. So he realized that, hey, I'm not going to let you go until you bless me. Yeah. I'm not going to let you go until you change me. Yeah. He was going to meet his brother. What
we're really saying to everybody is that it's time for the mask to come out. Yes. This is a new year.
Yes.
Let's have a fresh start.
Yes.
Let's start it fresh. Take off the mask. Watch this. You might lose some friends in the process.
Because you won't change.
Watch this. But wouldn't you rather take the mask off and lose a few friends who really weren't your friend in the first place? Because they was friendship was false pretenses anyway.
Come on, some of them were Judas. Tell the truth.
Come on, they talked about you and lied on you. Watch this, and you still want to be these. We have to find our self-worth in this time too.
Come on, value.
Our value. And if you're wearing a mask, you don't even know your value because you're covering it up.
Do you really know yourself?
Come on now.
Because when we have to cover up and pretend somebody we're not, then who are we?
Come on now.
So therefore, when we have that encounter, like you said, with Jesus, then all that stuff comes out. What happened to the woman at the well? She had an encounter. She didn't care about what she used to do. So we need that.
Let's even talk about one of the women that's in the Bible that's most preached, and that's the woman with the issue of blood. She did not care.
No, she didn't.
She was going to have her encounter.
Yes,
she was persistent, and in this year, at this time right now, we're telling you need to be persistent. Yes. You need to be a little dogmatic. You need to be aggressive about changing.
Come on.
Watch this. It is too easy to fall back to the familiar.
Yes.
Come on now.
It's easy.
It's easy to go back to. Yeah, it's come on now. That's the truth.
Because change requires us to come out of our comfort zone.
Comfort zone and be a little agitated and aggravated. Watch this, because this is not a place where we're comfortable at.
We don't fit.
It just don't.
Check.
It don't have the groove the other place had.
Yeah, because I can fit there.
Right. I know how to sit right here and hide. You ain't saying nothing. Now you're telling me I got to take off all these masks. I got to find myself worth. I got to do this. But watch this. We should have been working on this all along. Yeah. But life happens.
Yes.
And sometimes when life happens, we retreat.
Yes.
And the mask goes back on.
Yes.
And you tell yourself, I don't know who I'm talking to, and you tell yourself, I'm not going to do that anymore because it hurt.
But then until you have the next encounter, because you know God is going to always show up in everything that we go through.
Yeah.
Last time it was about sickness. This time it's about being able to thrive in ministry.
Yeah.
Thrive in your calling, or thrive
on your job, having a better family, a better marriage. Yeah, come on.
Children, thriving in your relationship. So now it's time to be real with ourselves, like you said. Have a little talk with yourself and say, okay, it's 2018. It's time.
It's time. Watch this. Listen, think about everything that you went through last year. Yes. Whether you're in church or you're not in church. Yes. Think about everything you went through and think about now it's time to change. Let's just be honest. We got to do something different so we can get a different result. We can't keep doing the same thing on putting the mask on, tricking ourselves and lying to ourselves and lying to everybody around us. Watch this. First of all, God knows your heart.
Yes, He does. Yes,
you ain't saying nothing. So it's time for us to come from out of the hiding.
Yes.
And be real. Because I have to say it this way, some things are not going to change until you deal with some issues in your life in the first place.
And therefore we can be healthy and whole when we deal with the hidden issues from within.
And that's the word. When we think healthy, we only think physical. There is a healthy spiritually.
Yes.
Okay? You can't get over what they did to you spiritually. You're not healthy.
That's right.
You know, you still hurting from something that happened 50 years ago. And I know everybody has a story. We've all been through something.
That's right.
That we could be sitting over in the corner crying our eyes out and still hurt from, but God. We say but God, but why don't we let him be that but God?
Come on now.
Come on.
That's good.
Come on.
Because when we realize that we cannot do it in our own strength.
That's right.
We need God. We need to lean on God. We need to
Come on.
trust
Come
God.
on.
So if we're going to do some new things in 2018,
Yeah.
it requires us to lean on the Lord.
It requires us to lean on the Lord and trust him like never before. My question to you out there is watching, have you made a list?
That would be good.
And now, watch this. Let's start writing a list. Listen, we're getting to that list, and this is so good. Listen, I got to go pay some bills. She got something aside. I got to go pay some bills. I'll be right back after this.
No matter where they are, the restless imagine being somewhere else. And when they get there, they do things most people can only imagine. That's why we made the all-new Jeep Cherokee with its exclusive Select Terrain system for class-leading capability for wherever you find yourself.
Hey, y'all, welcome back to Kingdom Nation. I'm your host, Dr. Latricia Roberts, and this is my co-host who's been being bad during the commercial. Apostle Tanya Stewart. As we were going to break, we was talking about have you made yourself a list, but then from a different angle, watch this from a totally different angle.
Yes.
And we never want to sound like we're only talking to women because we're talking to everybody.
That's right.
And change does not have a gender.
Ooh,
That's good.
that's
So
good.
that means everybody needs to change.
that's right.
Right? So in a marriage, it's not just the woman working on the marriage.
All
Hello,
right,
somebody.
all
It's the
right.
woman and the man.
man.
Watch this. She didn't marry herself. She
No.
married you. So now you got to look at from your angle. How can I be a better husband?
Yes.
How can I be a better
Come on.
father?
Come
How can I be a better provider? Talk to me.
Yes. And continue. How can our children be better? How
yeah.
can we treat our parents better? How can we be better with our sisters in Christ or those that we're partners with in ministry? How can we be better pastors? In other words, we want to continue to do something new. There should be always something we want to change.
Watch this. I hear the scripture says strive.
Yeah.
Huh? Strive towards the mark. We press toward the mark of the high calling. But watch this. We're supposed to mark the perfect man, which was Jesus.
Come on now.
He didn't say we would be perfect, but we're supposed to mark him.
Yeah.
We're supposed to act like him and be like him and try to do what he does. He said, because greater work shall you do.
That's
We
true.
can't get to greater because
That's
we
in the
still got
book.
the mask on.
Ooh.
Shh.
Well, that's why 2018 is going to be
It
a
has
fresh
to be
start.
different.
A fresh start.
Come on, I don't know about you.
Jump.
Somebody say different. Yeah, I know you
on.
watching, but y'all
New.
scream different.
New.
Different. Fresh.
Come on.
Different. But I have to start up here.
That's right, with the mind.
Come
Let
on now.
this mind
Yeah, be in you. Come
that's
on now.
also in Christ Jesus.
Which is also in Christ Jesus.
Yes.
Come on now. We're supposed to take on his mindset. And if watch this, if you think you're not there yet, you really are.
Yes,
Come on now. You really are.
we are.
Because we got to take baby steps. We go from faith to faith to faith. You don't just jump in and be super Christian.
That's right.
And is there such thing as a super Christian?
There is not.
Because
Because
most of the time, the super Christians be lying.
No,
Oh,
super-
jeez, they be lying. Look.
Did you say that?
Shh, they be lying. Hold on.
Oh.
Shh, hold on now. Hold on.
Ooh, stop.
Okay, I'm going to be
Ah.
good, y'all. It's 2018. I got to tell it. We're working on us.
Come on.
Because a lot of times we want to get everybody
Everybody
else
else.
together.
Yes.
But what can you change within yourself?
That's right.
Can you be a better mother?
Yes.
Huh? Spend more time with them while they're doing the homework.
Yes.
Paying more attention to them because watch this. A lot of our kids get in trouble because they want some attention from their parents.
That is so true. And they want to do something with their parents and not be allowing the television to be their parent. Yes.
You just told me
And
to be
then
good.
family dinners, bring the family
Back
together.
to the table. Come on, let's sit down and talk about it.
Yes.
Let's sit down and let's really, really talk about it and see what's going on because so much is changing in society.
Oh, my
How
goodness.
we cannot mess up the family structure. The enemy fights it every single day.
Come on.
But family structure is sound.
Yes.
We need to come back to the table. Let mom be mom and dad be dad. Y'all stop trying to do each other's job. Hello, somebody.
Did you go there? Hello, lights. Yes, you did.
I did say that. Watch this. The children are not the parents.
No.
Come on now. So they need to be disciplined and talked to and given some structure, making sure their education is good.
Yeah.
Because watch this, you're gonna need some education. So let's get back to the list because we didn't went all around that circle again. So at the end of the year, I make a list of things that I want to accomplish in 2018.
So can we say, let's make some goals?
Let's make some goals.
Some goals so that each time the Lord answers,
You can mark it off.
He did.
Watch this. He did it again. Thank you, Jesus. He did it again. Watch this. And this will work even if you give your heart to the Lord or if you have not given your heart to the Lord.
Yes.
Huh? He wants to help you more than you realize.
Yes.
Contrary to what you see on TV,
Yes.
in the movies, and what people are saying, God is there to help us.
Yes. He is for us.
Mm-hmm.
He loves us. But we need to also.
What's the scripture? If I'm for you, who can be the world against you? But no.
If God be for you, who?
Who? Here. Who? And that's a big who because nobody's tough enough to even stand up to him. So we want you all to think about how life went last year.
Yes.
Write down some things you want to do.
Yes.
You want to accomplish.
Yes.
Set some goals. Set some goals that's beyond your reach.
So he can.
So he can show you how powerful he is. And watch this. And show you how much power that you really possess. Because sometimes we don't know who we are.
The value.
Yeah, yeah.
Value the worth that he gave us so that we can be who he called us to be. And when we achieve that goal, then we can see better and do better and want more.
You told me about something that you do at your church with certain people. Tell me, what is a dream board?
A dream board is those things that God has put in your heart and your spirit that you know that he said it needs to be accomplished.
Come on.
So you get you a board and you put pictures on there that represent where you're going. And each time God manifests or he brings it to pass, just like he said, put a date on there. And so continue the journey moving toward the dream board. So
if I made a dream board and say I want to go back to school and get a degree or something, so I should find maybe a picture of a lady in a college robe or something like that and put her on and just glue it on board and put it someplace where I can visibly see it every day.
Yes, and then start reaching toward a college and putting the paper.
Also, I'm not just sitting there waiting on God to shower this out of the heavenlies.
No, we have to take
steps
toward what we believe in God to do. Therefore, if he said go to nursing school, then you get a picture of a nurse and say, I'm graduating 3-4 years from now. And then you go to the college, put in your application, and then pursue on purpose.
Now, that's the part I wanted to get to. In other words, we're not just sitting there waiting.
No.
Because, some people think waiting is actually a action where we're not just sitting there waiting on something to fall out of the sky. But we're actually moving and reading. In other words, get on the internet and look up stuff other than being on social media.
Come on now.
It is a plethora of information out there that you can go tap into. It depending on where you live. If you live sometimes within the vicinity of the college, they might let you come. It just depends on the type of career, the things you want to do, but the actual scholarships and things like that you can apply for. But we don't know because we won't go look.
Well, that says something all in itself, because when you are pursuing a goal, you have to be able to pursue all avenues that will cause you to achieve what you're trying to pursue. And when you be steadfast and unmovable and continue the fight, you will win. And that's what we want people to do in 2018.
Win. Come on now.
Win. On every hand. And we may write the goals down and may achieve 5. Put them next 5 for next year. And watch God move on every one.
And don't get rid of the 5.
No.
It might just take a little bit longer. Or there's some things he need to work out on your behalf or work out in you. Because that's the other thing is we need to get us right. Watch this. We're encouraging you all and imploring you all to get a prayer life.
Yes.
If you don't know what to say, Lord, teach me how to pray. The disciples even said, Lord, teach us how to pray.
Yes,
we're not, wake up in the morning and we just know how to pray. No. Lord, I need some help. Lord, please help me. Just talk to him. That's all he wants. So in 2018, in order for you to win, you're going to have that relationship with him. And get some better people around you. Get a mentor, somebody who you can look at and say, they're actually doing this. And sometimes you got to have a mentor from a distance.
Yes.
Come on now.
Someone to speak life, someone to encourage you, someone to be your cheerleader, tell you can make it. Just keep putting your best foot forward.
And if you don't have anybody telling you that, and sometimes it's good to have, there should be an inner determination on the inside of you that makes you, you know what, maybe I got knocked down this week, but I'm going to dust myself off.
Come on now.
And I'm going to get up, and I'm going to go back out there and do it again. And I'm going to get out there, and the Lord is going to make it happen this time. And what if you fall that time? We're just going to keep trying until the Lord keeps doing it. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. In other words, we don't want you all to give up. We don't want you all to stop. We want you all to prevail. Get up and pursue. David said, shall I pursue? Yes. And go after it and conquer that thing.
Come on. And recover everything.
Right, everything that you lost. So we love you all. We want to hear from you guys. Email us. But this is 2018, and we are so excited. This is January the 3rd, and we are so excited. And we want you all to get up and think about it. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going and put an honest effort.
Yes.
Because sometimes we'll try a little bit and not really put forth a good effort. And so we want you all to go forth and prosper, make life changes, not just New Year's resolutions, and know that God is there. And don't forget to make your list and a dream board. And then we love you guys.
Yes.
And it is going to work out. It is truly going to work out. Any last things before we close out?
And get someone accountable that can help you stay on the task.
Get you a friend that'll call you early in the morning. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing. That'll call you early in the morning. Are you up yet? We'll both be hitting the gym. You know, that's one of our things. We got things that we're going to keep each other accountable. Right. So we love you guys. And it's all about going forward.
Yes.
Remember, it's easy to fall back to the familiar. Yes. Even in a relationship, it's easy to fall back. But we want you to get around some people who love you, who are there for you, who's pushing you. And watch this, and you push them. Yes. Because sometimes we don't know how to support people or even support ourselves. And so get up and dust yourself off. Get up and do something. Get up.
Yes.
We love you guys.
We love you. Kingdom Nation.
2018. We promise you it's going to be awesome. Keep watching. Keep watching. We love you guys. God bless.
God bless you.